What's up, everybody? Philip Bridges here, and today we are talking about the Milwaukee cordless air compressor. Had this whole thing unboxing ready for you. Started doing it. Got about, started to unpack the air compressor unit and realized I didn't press record. So I already unpacked it, took it out of the box and everything. We're doing it again. We're going to take this out of the box. Comes here. It's lighter than I thought it would be. There is a plastic bag that is over this. I already took it off. This is pretty much the only thing that comes in the unit itself. You'll get a little bag of goodies right here, basically of like two things. One is the air intake. Make sure you put this on, because if you don't put this on, I hear it is pretty loud. I know you probably don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways, just because I want to make it all nice and neat. So thread this on. Actually, let's take out this air cleaner, take the lid off of it and check it. Just make sure that nothing is in it, because I've heard that some people have had a bug or something in the air cleaner already. So just check that, and you want to check this periodically too when you're using the unit. It's not going to work up to par. So we'll thread this on. Goes on fairly easy, which is nice. So this comes with a 2-gallon tank, which it's nice. This unit weighs probably, give or take, about almost 30 pounds. On the side here we have a pressure regulator for your outlet of your pressure. It will go from 0, take it to 0, all the way up to max, which is probably about 150. I'd like to say 150, but I like the easy control knob for adjusting the outlet pressure. It's really nice. And then you got your pressure gauge right here that has this tape on it. All right, now that we got the tape off, we're good to go. Okay, then you have your on and off switch right here too. Real easy. You got your where you connect your air hose, and this right here is your pressure relief valve. So if it ever does fill up to the max pressure and it doesn't shut off, this pressure relief valve will save it from kind of blowing up the air cylinder and everything. Everything looks pretty good on here. Pretty solid. Then you have your tank drain right here for when you have to drain your tank so you get the moisture out of it. It's a nice thing to have. I like how they just put a valve here instead of having some of them have just like a little screw that you unscrew. I like that it has a nice little valve just so you can turn it on and off to drain the whole system out, get all that moisture out so your tank doesn't rust, and it increases the lifespan of your tank, which is really nice. What are the applications for this? Who is this for? This tank is probably not going to be for a framer. Sorry guys, you're not going to be framing a house with this. You could, if you have a little project, it will do a framing gun, but you're going to suck this tank dry pretty quick, and it's just gonna keep, it takes, regeneration time on this is probably about 1.5 minutes for it to get up to full capacity of the tank. So this is going to be mainly for your trim guns. I could see it maybe doing a sprayer. If you got to spray a little bit of stuff, you're not going to spray a whole house with this, but if you have a little project and you want to use an air sprayer, I think you can really use this. So let's plug this in and see what happens. Just joking. You don't plug it in. Use a battery. We have a 12.0 battery. We're going to put it in. I'm going to put this in. So now that I notice that this is in, if you can see right in here, this 12.0 of the M18 fits quite comfortably. So I think what they did is they made a spot for a bigger battery in the future. Maybe a 15.0 down the line. We don't know. I have a little decibel meter here. Right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but here, we'll put it right there. But let's turn it on. We'll see how long it takes, and we'll see the decibel range on this. So it's on right now, and I can talk over this compressor. So if you can see the decibel meter, it's at about 79, which the microphone is right underneath here. So if I get the decibel meter right next to the motor, it reads it at about 91, which is still pretty good compared to a normal air compressor. And I can still talk over this pretty well too. But now, like from like, let's say we're at like 10 feet away. About 10 feet away, if that, I'm at about 72. Between 69 and 72 decibels, which that's really good if you think about how loud a normal air compressor is. So this is pretty ultra quiet for your normal air compressor. That's pretty cool. So it's been about a minute already, and it tank's almost up. It's at about 100 and 120. It's at about 120 psi. All right, it's shut off, and that was at about 1.5 minutes. So we were at 130 psi, or 140. It shut off. Now we got our pressure relief, which now that this tank is under pressure, this pressure relief valve, it's a little bit harder to move. Before, when there's no pressure, of course, it's easy to move. You can spin it and whatnot. So we're gonna set that at 110. Let's get a just like a little air tool. Okay, so this is your average brad nail gun. We are just gonna hook this up, and we're just gonna kind of fire some rounds in, see how well it works. Plug in the air hose, if I know how to do it right. It's been a while because I don't use air hoses all the time. And of course, it's gonna start right up because the air hose that I have is about 100 feet long, because I don't use a lot of air nailers or air tools anymore. I do occasionally, because I have some stuff that I like to use when I'm doing certain projects, but all in all, I don't use it. So like I said, this is gonna be for that certain person. I got it let's shut this off for a second. I got it mainly for just having around the house certain, if I gotta fill up some tires, do little projects that involve some air tools and everything like that, because I have a huge, tall, 60-gallon Cobalt air compressor that just, it's for a shop. And I don't want to run that thing, turn it on, run it for 5 minutes while it fills up the whole system, and then, you know, I have 60 gallons of air that I'm not going to really use. And when I need something smaller and a lot more light compact that I can take around wherever I need, I'm going to use this thing. So that's mainly why I got it for myself. You're going to have other applications for it. It's going to be, each person's going to want this for certain things. So let's turn this back on. Let's try some nails. We can rapid fire shoot this. That's pretty good. That works pretty good for a nail gun. All right, just to give you a comparison, what I'm going to do is I got the wall air compressor right here. If you can see it, it's right here. You're going to wheel it over to the side, and we're going to turn it on, and we're just going to see how loud this is, because just to give a little comparison. So as you can tell, it's a little bit louder than the Milwaukee. So we got our decibel meter, and we're going to see. Yeah, we're about 110 decibels. And 10 feet away, we're at about 90. So that'll give you a little bit of an idea of how loud that can be. Okay, so as this was filling up, this was almost a full battery. I think it had like 3 bars on it, and now it's only down to 2 bars. So people are asking, Milwaukee, why did you not make this Packout ready? Well, a lot of people, I think, don't have a lot of Packout stuff, and they kind of wanted to make it for everybody, because not everybody uses the Packout stuff, like I just said. So this is going to be a little nice addition for anybody on the job site, because if you make it Packout ready, they got to put the clips on it, and it costs a little bit more money. And the one thing that I thought that why they didn't do it is maybe the vibration. If you turn this on, it does vibrate. And now, having this on a Packout unit and vibrating all day, I don't want it vibrating down through my Packout set. And I can see maybe that's one reason why they didn't make it Packout ready, which is fine, because if you look at this, if you look at a Packout unit like this, and you lift this up, there we go, it pretty much sits right in and nestles in the Packout grid. So even though it's not Packout ready, it's not gonna move. See, I'm pulling on this. It's not gonna move. It's gonna stay there unless you're flipping your whole Packout set over. Here, I'll show you on this. If you can see right in here the feet of the air tank. they just nestle right down into that Packout grid. So in a way, it kinda is Packout ready. Just saying. You can argue with me all you want. It doesn't lock in, but they did make it kind of Packout compatible. Let's just say that. So I give that a thumbs up already. So now if we want to drain the system right here, all we do is we open up the relief valve on the tank. And that will drain the whole system, and it'll get any condensation in the tank that has built up, and it'll keep your tank from rusting out. I pretty much already said that this is the 12.0 battery. You can put any M18 battery in here, just so you know that this is the biggest one that right now Milwaukee sells. So if you put anything like a 4.0 or even like a little compact like 2.0 or 3.0, you're not going to get 8 or more runs out of this. You're only probably, with your smallest Milwaukee battery, you're probably only going to get about 2 runs out of it. I'm going to run it a couple more times. We're going to see how much, we're going to fill it, we're going to empty it, we're going to see how many more times that this will actually run off of a 12.0 battery. So right now we're at like 3 times that it filled up. And I'll get back to you. It's gonna take a while. Spider. When you get the low battery with the Milwaukee, is it gonna actually fill up the unit before it actually shuts the battery down? That's the one thing I want to know, because Milwaukee's pretty good at that. It goes all the way until you get done with doing what you're doing before that battery says, hey, I'm calling it quits. You got to get a new one. So let's see if that is what's going to happen in this case. So let's flip it on for the 8th time, and hopefully we can get to 9. All right, we are on the 8th time of it filling up. We finally have a blinking light on the battery, but let's see if we can get one more charge out of it. This says, or one more run out of this, but this says, you know, like I said, you can, they say you're gonna get about 1,600 nails if you're using a 18 gauge brad nail gun, and 1,600 nails is a lot to go through when you're doing trim. So it says that you can do 1,600 nails per charge. Okay, it's empty again. Let's see if we can get one more off the blinking battery and if it will do it. It won't. Boo! Okay. Now I must confess, like I said before, you're probably going to get more off of a 12.0 than 9, because when I started this, I did not have a full battery charged. It only had 3 bars. So I realized that when I halfway through the testing, but 9 times full and empty, that's a lot. That's a lot of air. The whole unit seems pretty warm, but like I said before, we took the temperature readings, and the temperature reading was the highest at like the compressor part. That was about a 147, which isn't too bad. Now we got to charge this battery, but it's pretty nice. It's not bad moving it around. It's got the easy handle, nice grip. It seems pretty solid. It's very light and compact. You can easily move it around. Yeah, that's gonna pretty much sum it up for this video. If you like this video, if it brought any value or anything to you, if you found out anything more about this air compressor unit, hit the like button, subscribe down below. Yeah, subscribe over there. Comment down below. I'm Philip Bridges, and I will see you on the next one. You know, it's an air compressor. Everybody knows what it is. That they know. I don't have to tell them it holds air. They know it holds air. You're trying to tell me that I need to tell you it holds air. Whatever. See you later.